You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing? Welcome to the lounge. This is the girl, your diva and knowledge lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Well, I'm not always spilling the tea, but I give you the capital T in truth and spiritual awareness. So I want to thank y'all so much for being a part of my spiritual journey, being supportive. I thank y'all, to all my members, for tithing to the congregation, your $3 a month. I really appreciate that. Those of you that are not able to become members but have been donating, I thank y'all as well. And if you're not able to donate, just being supportive, just hanging out in the chat with me, liking the video, thumbing it up, showing love, showing support is just as meaningful. So again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So I don't want to delay any further because I know it's been a while, right? So I wanted to talk about, for the sermon of the day, why the succubus spirit will never leave Martell in peace. Now, if y'all have been keeping up with my community tab, y'all know I'm always, posting on there, posting over there. And if you don't, not too familiar with the community tab, I suggest y'all, peep in the room over there sometimes, because I be posting a lot of, different memes, and, I edit a lot of my own stuff. So I'm always posting y'all some funny pictures, like I did the one with Martell, sitting in a hospital gown, you know what I mean? So there was this rumor circulating. It has yet to be confirmed that Martell was in the psychiatric ward. Of course, he came on live. I seen it on Caramel Rail's channel. I don't know if any other female bloggers have done it, but that's where I first witnessed him going live. And basically, he was at, I think it was one of the kids' games or whatever. So he claims, nothing's been wrong. He was in a psychiatric ward. He's just been kind of chilling, staying away from the social media, kind of going incognito, MIA, I guess, just trying to collect his thoughts or whatever. So it has just yet to be confirmed, but yet we know that Martell is known for not being truthful, just like when him and Ariane Air Mattress had that scuffle, and to this day they want us to think that nothing ever happened, and we saw her face was puffy, and we seen some scratches on the side of his arm. But Martell is going to always downplay when something bad happens. Yet any moment anything goes wrong with Melody, he just is celebrating it. It's like a block party for him. He loves it to be known. He loves to make it known when he thinks his ex-wife, is in some type of, turmoil or problem, he loves to let that be known. But when it comes to his own problems and his own turmoils, he downplays it. He tries to smooth it over and make it seem like it's not like what it is. But we know the probability is very high that he very well could have been in a psychiatric ward. They do give you up to 72 hours or whatever before they release you after they do the evaluation. So give and take, we could take it either way. But knowing Martell's history of being a pathological liar, and the fact that he's never been one to take accountability, and he treasures his image to the utmost. So that has yet to be confirmed. Again, it's alleged. No one has no proof as of yet. Nobody came out with any pictures or videos of Martell coming out of a psychiatric ward. In the event they do, it would be great. We'll have something solid. But again, this all speculation. It is alleged, but that's been the latest tea, I guess, surrounding Mr. Holt and his fuckboy shenanigans as usual, right? So let's get to the sermon at hand, right? we know that Ariana Air Mattress has the tendency, you know, she will post things on her Instagram because she's an open book. She's a literally an open book, okay? I just had to say that because of the way it came out. But she's literally an open book. She does not hide anything. You know, she's very transparent in the wrong way, of course, and unfortunately has come back to bite her, being very open with her and Martell's you know, dealings, you know, within the duration of Martell and Melody's marriage. But as you all know, you know, Melody took it gracefully. She took it like a champ. And as the good word says, you know, when your enemy is thirsting, give them something to drink. And obviously, you know, Martell was thirsting to be with a succubus, and Melody gave him exactly what he wanted. She divorced him and allowed him to freely have his succubus. And, you know, in turn, this was damage control because he was not prepared for this. He always thought he would have the best of both worlds. He thought he can go home, have a stable life, and be with his beautiful wife and the beautiful mother of his children, and from time to time still dance and entertain the devil, succubus herself, Ariana Air Mattress. And when you see these men, if you're in a situation with a companion in which you're seeing he cannot make a decision, he wants the best of both worlds, he wants to have his cake and eat it too, sometimes, in most cases, you have to take the initiative and you say, you know what, I'm going to let you have exactly what your heart's desire. This is what you want, I'm going to let you have it. And you have to give them that. And once they get it, they realize it's not all what they thought it would be. You know, cookies taste better when you can steal them. You know, but once somebody willingly gives you those cookies, it don't taste the same. You know, when you can sneak and creep and do something, it's more entertaining, it's more fun, it's that adrenaline rush. And the adrenaline rush is just not there. The excitement is just not there. And most importantly, Melody's money is not there, because that is how Martell and his succubus has been able to prolong this situation for such a long time off of Melody's dime. But once she pulled out, which that's what Martell should have did, and maybe he wouldn't have created a little Chucky, but nevertheless, this is the cards that has been dealt to him, right? So the rumor had been circulating, you know, he's probably in the nut house, and you know, yet that still hasn't been confirmed. Nobody has, like I said, taken any pictures of him coming out the psychiatric ward or anything like that. But what we do know is Ariana is feeling some type of way. Obviously, because, you know, her being a little girl that she is, she does not know how to deal with her issues as a woman. What does she do? She takes it to social media. And that's what she did. On her Instagram page, she posted, quote unquote, "Gotta put your kids first in real life, not just for the internet." Now keep in mind, she did not post this until Martell went live, okay, to debunk those rumors. But we all know how Martell is. Just like, you know, they tried to debunk the rumors when about him and Ariana, who had that physical altercation, and her face was swole up and the side of his arms was scratched up, and of course he never ever went live with her. But he went live that time because he needed to clear his name. He didn't need that type of smoke, you know what I mean? Because once you get that kind of smoke that you are a woman beater or things of that nature, it taints your brand. And these networks and anything, you know, that you know, supports you as a brand, they no longer want to market you. So they hurried up and cleaned that up real quick. And there's no telling what Martell said to Ariana Airhead. If these people think that I did such and such to you, I'm not going to get any more revenue. I'm not going to get no more income. They're going to put me off the show. Then I can't bring you to the show. Then I won't get any money from the show to give to you. There's no telling how, you know, he buttered her up, you know what I mean, into talking her into going live, into debunking those rumors. You know what I mean? But like I said, we know how Martell does. You know, when the heat turns up, he will immediately go live and try to clear his name, especially for something flaky, you know. So he decides to go live, you know, because this rumor circulating about him being in a psychiatric ward. He goes and says, everything's been fine, you know, I have not been on psychiatric ward. Like, he really gonna tell us, like, is Martell that kind of man? Yes, I was in a psychiatric ward. I was evaluated as being a narcissist, as being bipolar, schizophrenic. Can you see Martell even being man enough to admit to that type of problem? I don't see it either. Even if his tongue came notarized, standing on 20 stacks of Bibles, you know Martell is never going to admit he got a problem. That's just not in his nature to admit that he has problems. So, but basically, he said, you know, he had been chilling and basically not being incognito, not being seen, MIA, and he basically said it felt good not having to appease to anyone. Now, that's where we're gonna circulate back to that. But in the meantime, I'm going to park that in the get back to it later parking lot, okay? So, this made Ariana Air Mattress feel some type of way. She decided to go on Instagram and post the quote that I told y'all, how you got to put your kids first and put your kids first in real life, not just for the internet. Now, he further went on stating about all the different things he's been doing with the Eminem kids. He didn't say anything about Lil Chucky, Lil Helmet. He didn't say anything about, you know, their significant son, okay? So, I'm sure it made her feel some type of way. You know, you have to realize, Ariana Air Mattress does not want to share Martell with anyone. Not even his own children that was there before she got in the picture, in exception to Sugar Mama that came in the picture while she was with him, right? And I'm sure it made her feel some type of way, you know, because that's the little girl she is. You know, a lot of immature females, anytime they feel some type of way, they go automatically to social media. You know, they don't know any other way to vent or deal with their feelings or deal with their emotions as a woman. Praying on it, seeking guidance, seeking counsel. You know, Ariana Air Mattress is nowhere on that level of spirituality, right? So social media is her diary. That is her place to vent. So remember, she didn't post this till Martell went live, basically putting on this, you know, false advertisement of being a great father, which we all know he is not that. You know, and it amazes me how you have these narcissistic ninjas. They know how to compartmentalize, and even though in their mind they know they haven't been the best of husbands, so they try to highlight how great of a father, and which we know you have not even been that. You disrespected their mother. That's what a lot of men don't understand. When you disrespect the mother of your child, it defeats the purpose of how great you treat the child. Let's say if Martell was a wonderful dad. Let's say if he did get the kids every weekend. Let's say if he did give Melody child support. Let's say if he was that. It defeats the purpose because of how he treated their mother. And a lot of these narcissistic ninjas, notice I didn't say men, because I don't label all men. All men don't have this issue. I'm talking about these special case scenario ninjas, in this case, that don't respect, you know, the women who have gave birth to their seeds. Not only that, this was not a baby mama. This was your wife. And again, he's not understanding. God is going to always hold him accountable for how he treats Melody. Even though they are divorced as far as what the law of man says, the courts says, but God still honors marriage, meaning that although they are divorced, he still is holding Martell accountable for how he treats Melody. And he's holding Melody accountable for how she treats Martell. This is why Melody keeps getting blessed. Her businesses are still growing. She's steadily prospering. Things are on the up and up for her because she's not doing anything ill towards Martell, even though he deserves it. And I know a lot of women, y'all feel like, you know, Melody gives Martell way too much grace, right? You know, and even though that may be the case, but you got to realize, when you know God is greater, you trust him to fight your battles. You don't have to go toe to toe with these ninjas. You don't have to go back and forth. And you will, listen, you will drain yourself trying to fight the enemy with your own strength, your own words, and your own power. They will mentally, emotionally, and spiritually drain you. There comes a point when you have to realize there are some battles that are not designed for you to fight. And when you try to go up against a whole army and they start pulling out all these weapons, all these grenades, you know, devouring you, when you try to go up against these wolves, you know, and that's how you lose your sanity. I don't think Melody is not going at him as strong because she fears him or because she's allowing him to have the upper hand. She knows and understands that her peace is more important than having the last word and proving her point. And it takes a woman being strong in God to know this, to know that, yes, I know people are going to think less of me because I'm not going toe to toe. I'm not getting down with it. And, you know, a couple of times Melody did get down with it. She went live and had to, you know, let homegirl know, pull up, because a person can only take but so much. You know what I mean? And she's had her moments, but for the most part, Melody has allowed Martell and Ariana Air Mattress to do what they want to do, because she know there's a God that's greater, who can do way more with them than she ever could. And if more women would get to that point, when you stop trying to battle with your baby daddy, side chick who he's happy and proud to be with, even though he's not caring about the mental scars and the damage that has affected you and the children of your marriage. You know, when you realize that God is greater, you know, you protect yourself from a lot of unnecessary chaos. So, but anyway, but back to the point, right? So she felt some type of way. You have to realize, Ariana Air Mattress, you know, Ariana Airhead, she wants Martell to herself. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong, she's willing to tolerate the Eminem kids because she knows that's a part of him. And she's willing to tolerate, you know, anything Martell has to go through or deal with just so she can be the last woman standing. So she's willing to take all the punches, all the bruises, all the ridicule. She's a strong woman, because I wouldn't be able to deal with all of that. But nevertheless, you have some side chicks that are ride or die. They're going to be there all the way until the end. And, you know, and she's been hanging in there 10 years, right? So that post alone, what I gather from it is that, okay, she saw the live where he's bragging about what he does for his kids, but I noticed he did not say what he has done for, you know, little Chucky. All right, little Helmet, okay? And, of course, I made her feel some type of way. You have to realize Ariana is so obsessed with Martell, she notices every little thing he does. To the point that if he don't even mention her son in any conversation, and it could be something that just slips his mind, it could be something in which he's just addressing the Eminem kids, because for that moment it's just the Eminem kids, it makes her skin crawl. I mean, the horns from the side of her head, they extend every time Martell talks about the Eminem kids, and he does not say anything about her son, because she's just that infatuated. She's just that obsessed with Martell, which brings me to today's sermon. Okay, the main topic at hand, the main sermon of the congregation, okay, in which I am discussing why the succubus spirit will never let Martell live in peace. You know, it's been a lot of women who have been going on very strongly on Martell. And I am guilty. I am one. But, and I may lose brownie points for this, but I really hope Martell gets to a place in his life in which he realizes that the only way I'm going to get some peace, whatever little bit of theirs that's left to get, I am going to have to surrender from the spirit of the succubus. And until he gets to that place, he's going to constantly find himself stressed out, overwhelmed, no growth, no progress, because you have to realize that is what the succubus is sent on assignment for: to kill, steal, and destroy. The succubus has no good, there's nothing beneficial about the succubus spirit. Whatever benefits you get from the succubus is very short-lived. You know, whatever excitement, entertainment, the cost and the consequences of getting involved with the succubus is going to outweigh the pleasure and the momentary gains as far as being in the presence of her. Sex, good times, whatever, short time fulfillment is not, there's no positive longevity in the long run. The assignment of the succubus is only to divide and conquer. And Ariana Airhead, as much as I hate to give her any praises, but she did succeed in dividing. She divided a husband and a wife from a marriage that had potential, that had an anointing. And she conquered. She conquered Martell by causing him to lose his marriage. And in the midst of that, he has pretty much lost himself, and he has lost his integrity. He's lost every good thing he had going for him. And that is what the succubus is sent on assignment to do: to destroy and basically deteriorate your purpose. You know, all of us have a gift. You know, God has already got an assignment on all of our lives. Whether if your assignment is to minister to children, whether if your assignment is to minister to women, care for other, you become like a mother figure to other people's children, or a father figure to young men who don't have fathers. We all have a gift. We all have a calling. But when you submit to the succubus or the incubus, they derive you from your purpose, from the plan that God has in store for you. And that's exactly what happened. Ariana Air Mattress was not part of the plan that God had in alignment for Martell's life. And this is what I need him to understand. Whilst a lot of women that's bashing them and going at them, and you know, I get it, because women, we're emotional and we've gone through similar things ourselves. So when we see men like Martell carry themselves in the manner in which he does, it burns our rubber. It burns like rubber. You know, it infuriates us, right? And I totally get that. But this is the other part. What Martell has to understand, it's not even about Melody anymore, right? Because Melody is not his wife, okay? You know, those vows he had violated, so he no longer has that purpose. He no longer has that position in her life. However, what he has to understand now, at this point, everything is specifically just on him. Only he, at this point, has the power to derail the enemy's plans. Now, despite what we think, what we feel, how much we can't stand him, we still, listen, we've seen, all of us seen people who we know did not deserve a second chance, and somehow God has blessed your enemy. Anybody in this chat, hit the like button, by the way. Hasn't God blessed the enemy of yours at one point? Somebody you knew who didn't pray, you knew who didn't serve the Lord, who you knew in your mind wasn't a good person, who you knew wasn't a kind person. Don't we all know one evil Knievel, an evil villain, an enemy? We all know an enemy that has been blessed. If you know, think of one person you know that's an enemy, or if not a personal enemy, somebody you know who was not right, and yet God still had favor. Press 1. I know I've witnessed people be blessed, get opportunities that I know they really should not have received. We all know that, right? So with that being said, we don't get to choose who God has favor for. We don't get to pick and choose who he has favor for, right? So that means as much as we love to dig out Martell, we still don't get to pick and choose how God can have favor over this man's life. But before God can have favor, the first thing is Martell has to repent and give himself wholeheartedly to God. And that's going to mean he's going to have to first surrender the succubus. Martell has to rid himself of the succubus. He's going to have to rid himself of her sexually, meaning he can no longer have any more sexual relations with her. He's going to have to rid her emotionally, meaning whatever feelings he adopted for her and accumulated for her during the duration of their lust, because those feelings were manufactured by the enemy, by the devil. Those feelings should have never taken place because he had a wife. He already had a wife he was supposed to love on, care for, be there for. All of those feelings as a husband was supposed to only be assigned and given to his wife. And since he did not do that, he's going to have to do it now. He's going to have to break those soul ties, meaning those emotions, those feelings he has for Ariane. Yes, he has the right to be concerned about her, being that is the mother of his child. But all that lustful desires of still wanting to sexually be involved with her, if you want to call it love, any emotions of love in which he feels for her, feels enough for her to where he's still willing to continue to keep disgracing himself by being with her, disgracing himself as a prior married man by still continuing to go on with her, he's going to have to rid himself of the succubus. And he does not understand, if he just initiated and tries it, he will see such a major difference in his life, because the succubus is what's blocking and hindering him from being forgiven, for him getting to the next level, because we all have messed up. And unfortunately, we don't get to decide who goes to heaven or hell. As much as I would like to choose certain people I wish could go to hell, I really don't have the power to do that. I can say, you go to hell, but do I have the power to really send them to hell? No, I do not, right? None of us do. So, that's the first thing. He got to stop sleeping with this woman. Martell, listen, brother, I know a lot of women in here like to drag you and like to drag you for filth. And I'm one of them. But in this instance, for real, you know, all jokes aside, you're going to have to remove yourself from this woman. And the moment you remove yourself from the succubus, you will feel a heavy load lifted off of you. The heaviness, that dark cloud that's surrounding you, you will feel, and it's going to be a feeling that you're not even going to be able to explain to anyone. But you're going to know. You're going to feel that heavy load, that heavy burden be lifted off of your shoulders the moment you surrender your succubus. Meaning, surrender her to God. You have to give the succubus to God. That is the only way. You tried it your way for a long time. Why not try God's way? You doing it your way, you have not won. Okay, and you have to realize the spirit of the succubus not only affects you, it affects everybody that's attached to you. That's why your marriage failed. Why you think your mother lost her home? Listen, dealing with the succubus, it brings a curse upon not only you, but everybody that's attached to you, that's associated to you. People who have not had anything directly to do with your wrongdoing, they're still going to get affected by it. Those who depend on you and those who rely on you. The only reason why it didn't affect Mel as strongly because she's more independent. But even as a wife, I understand Melody has gone on. She has moved on. And that is what she's supposed to do. But it is still a collateral damage that will forever be an emotional disability, to where, you know, it will forever impact, you know, how she perceives hopes and dreams of being a wife. Because when you as a man, you rob your wife of that pleasure when you step outside your marriage. Not only that, step outside your marriage and have a child from a whole nother woman who's made absolutely no sacrifices, who has not contributed absolutely anything. What a lot of men and women have to realize, any blessings between a husband and wife should be between a husband and a wife. Nobody outside of that marital union should get the pleasures and enjoying y'all blessings. Y'all are supposed to be the only ones to have children together. Nobody else outside of the marriage should be able to get that privilege of having another individual created outside of that marriage. That's not in the alignment. That's not in the plans of God. Not only that, no other outsider should be a part of your legacy. Martell had something, bro. Listen, sir, you had something a lot of men crave for. You had a wife, beautiful children, beautiful home. It's men out here who desire that and can't get it because the succubus spirit is on such a high rise. It's hard for men to find good wives. We sit up here all the time and say it's hard for good women to find good men. It goes both ways. Don't think for a second these good men out here is not having a difficult time finding a woman that's about something and wants something. And many who have, they jeopardized it, like Martell, by getting involved with a succubus who's done absolutely nothing but destroy and dismantle the purpose and the plans God had already designed for you in your life. So that's going to be the first thing. And because there's a soul tie that has been orchestrated, that has been developed between the both of them, that's going to be the challenge. Because the problem is you have two individuals, neither one of them are spiritual. Neither one of them are godly. Anybody who is spiritually in tune is not going to be comfortable being in chaos. Because Melody was spiritually in tune, her heart and her mind would not settle with staying with Martell and bringing any more self-infliction upon herself by remaining in a toxic, unhealthy marriage in which a man did not respect his vows as a husband. So that's why when God told her to go, she had to go. Because spiritually she was led that this is not, I don't want you attached to this. I don't want you associated with this. And the problem is, because Martell and because Ariana, neither one of them are spiritual. Neither one has enough spiritual awareness to realize this is wrong. This journey needs to end here. It was fun while it lasted, but you know what? I'm going to have to stop. The buck stops here today. And Martell, I do believe he has leadership abilities because he knows how to manipulate and persuade people into doing what he wants them to do. But this is the problem. This is the time he should be using it. Not when he's trying to talk Mel into getting back with him or trying to manipulate other people to be on his team. No, you need to lead in this situation with your succubus by stating, look, I care about you. I apologize for abusing your youth, taking advantage of your mind, your soul, your spirit, knowing that at the time you were young, you did not know what I knew, and I capitalized off of that. I took advantage of that, but I cannot no longer keep allowing you to use your youth and me and you not knowing, because you was a child at the time, but at the same time you were old enough to understand, like I should have been man enough to understand that this train was going to have to end at some point. I will be there for my son. I will make sure I do my part to the best of my ability as his father. But this thing between me and you, I realize if I want to go further in life, I am going to have to surrender and let go of all of this. What we had was what we had. What we had was something that never belonged to us from the beginning. But what we did was we stepped out of the alignment of God and we chose this. And because we chose this, this is where we ended up. And although I cannot go back and change what I have done, the only thing I can do is from here on out, starting today, I cannot no longer affiliate with you unless it involves our son. I cannot sleep with you anymore. There's no more rendezvous. There's no more late night, drive-bys. All of that is done. I had my fun and it's costed me. The price was higher. The price outweighed the pleasure. And I know right now you're going to hate me and you're going to resent me for making this decision because you waited on me for 10 years. But I don't want you waiting on me another year, another 2 years, 3, 4 years. I cannot give you something that God never designed for me to give you, was to give you me. I had already belonged to a woman. I had belonged to a marriage when I got involved with you. I would be man enough to admit I was wrong for getting you involved in my world. But this here is going to have to end. Because the longer you and I hold on to each other, the more our blessings are going to continue to get blocked. Because God is not going to honor this. I don't care how dedicated we try to be to this. I don't care how strong we try to stand through this. This is not what God had in design for me. And I doubt he had this design for you. But since we messed up, this is the only way we could clean it up. We're going to have to surrender. Learn from me what not to accept when you get with the next man. Use me as a learning tool for what not to ever get yourself into again from here on out. See, I'm older. I done already lost something very significant. You didn't lose a marriage. You may have an opportunity out there to still have God bless you with a man that may mean more to you than I can mean to you right now. But as long as you are continuing to stay with me, and as long as you're dealing with me, you're never going to get to experience what other blessings God may have in store for you. Martell is going to have to get down to me in business. And I don't mean just say it for 2 days and then the next day or two, a week after next, he's frolicking with her again. Somebody snapping a picture and posting it on the shade room that they back at Longhorn somewhere. The only thing he owes Ariane is being there for Lil Helmet. That's it. But this going to be the problem. The succubus is not going to be at peace because you have to realize this man, he got the worst part of her, which was her youth. And the problem is your youth is one of your most vulnerable stages in life. It's when somebody, a man when a man introduces your youth to an experience in which you was not mentally or spiritually prepared to deal with. And that's exactly what happened. Now I want to get back to where Martell said that he, went MIA, and that basically he didn't have to appease to anyone. So I'm wondering, does that appease also reference to Arion air mattress? Because listen, what a lot of these married men don't understand, a lot of times men get frustrated in marriage because their wives are very demanding. Wives are requiring so much out of them, and that comes with the territory of being married. No different than men require a lot out of their wives. They want their woman to cook, want her to clean, still be able to hold down the fort. That just comes with the territory. But I'm guessing that the demands with Arion is probably starting to reach its peak, even though in front of us, she puts up this united front like she's this chick down by law, ride or die. I'm sure behind closed doors, she's like a mosquito, always in his face, buzzing around him, annoying as hell, very talkative. Martell. Well, Martell, I thought we was gonna do dinner today. Martell, I thought you was gonna take me and little helmet, out somewhere. Martell, I thought me and you made plans today. Martell, I'm sure she is constantly draining him mentally and spiritually. And you have to realize, Martell isn't getting any younger, right? He's probably reached a place, especially with all of the negative, controversy that's been surrounding him. This is not to say that I think he's a changed man. He has not done enough to convince me of giving him that much credit. But I can say this, that as you get older, certain things just don't suit you anymore. And he probably needed that moment because he's realizing he's getting older. And the older he gets, what age starts to do, aging will change how you have a tolerance for things. Like, for instance, things you used to can do in 20, you couldn't do it in 30. Things you did at 30, you couldn't do in 40, and vice versa. As you get older, for instance, you can't stay up all night and still go to work. Now, when you was in your 20s, yeah. Now you have to get an adequate amount of sleep so you can get up and perform for work the next day. That effectively, that's what comes with aging. I think Martell, slowly but surely, again, I don't want to give too much credit, but you got to realize it's just been him and Arion. He has had a whole lot of time to deal with her, in direct full-time form. But basically this is what's going to end up being the issue. As he gets older, Arion air mattress is still going to continue to get younger in the mind. From what it sounds like to me, she has not grown, not even a little bit. Arion air mattress is still talking like the same little girl we've known her to be from when we first even learned about her. Her dialogue has not changed. Her mindset has not changed. There's been no growth. Oh, okay, supposedly she has this boutique, but we know that's not getting anywhere. A lot of what she's doing is not for growth. It's because she's trying to copy and mimic and become male. A woman whom she knows Martell still has a love for. So she's been earnestly trying to duplicate Mel's whole persona. And it has not been working out in her favor. So the problem that Martell is going to deal with is that the succubus is not going to leave him alone. There's no growth in her. There's maturity. There's nothing she has going for her that will make her want to leave him alone. You know, she doesn't have a business, you know, a solid business for that matter. She's not going to be the one to end it. She doesn't have that maturity like, you know, like Melody did. Melody knew Martell was not going to change. She knew that had she continued in that marriage, that she was going to continue to suffer, and Martell was still going to bring a catastrophe, in which he succeeded at that. But she was woman enough to know, I got to end this journey. And she did. My fear for Martell is that, listen, dude, the succubus air mattress is not going to give up that easily. It's just not going to happen. The only way it's going to end if Martell ends it. Okay? Because this can go on forever. I don't think air mattress is going to get to that point to where she realizes, I need to let this go. I have not been winning, holding on to somebody else's husband. It has brought me nothing but misery. It has made people, you know, target me. I'm the butt of jokes. You know, all the content creators just see me as, you know, another source of just mockery, you know, and she's not getting it. And she's not going to, because again, the succubus, once they have been assigned to you, there's no expiration date. You know, the devil has no time frame on when he's tired of dealing with you. He'll deal with you till the day you die. That's the same way the succubus works. Airhead is not going to leave Martell. Okay? Martell is going to have to lead. Just like he likes to lead in drama. He's the agent of chaos, like Melody says. Since he loves to lead in destroying someone, to destroying Melody, because that's the only person he tries to destroy. He needs to utilize that same energy and eliminating, getting rid of Arion. He's going to have to take a stance. He's going to have to be a real man for once and let her know, our journey ends here. The buck stops here. This, with us, it can no longer go on. Until he makes that decision, not only is he going to have to say it, his actions are going to have to speak louder than his words. He can't tell Arion that he's done, but he's still coming over there, clapping her cheeks. He's still going over there, letting her toss his salad, or he riding her face, whatever they do. He cannot send the succubus mixed signals. It's a lot of men right now. They're not understanding. Listen, it's a lot of men out here going through things, and they're not understanding. They're not understanding why their finances are draining, why business opportunities aren't being offered as much. If you are in a committed relationship, especially in a marriage, and you are stepping outside of your marriage and having other affairs, committing adultery, realize that when you take this course of action into your marriage and you make the decision to not respect your vows, a succubus has already been assigned to you. And once the succubus is on assignment, she has no expiration date as to how long she will go to continue being a curse to you, in which things for you will continue to wither. we've seen Martell, change significantly, and not in a good way. He's gotten worse, more obnoxious, more aggressive, more bullyish. You have to realize when you're sleeping with the incubus, when you're sleeping with the succubus, you're constantly in the presence of the succubus, having sexual intercourse with the succubus. She will only enhance your worst qualities that was already there. She will worsen them. Why? Because the succubus is a female demon sent on assignment. Her job is to destroy you, not to better you. So any of your worst character traits, they're going to be magnified once you become heavily involved with the succubus. You have to realize, once you sleep with her, two joins as of one. So all her nasty, malicious ways have been joined to yours, and now your nasty, malicious, demonic ways have been quadrupled. Your immoral, malicious ways have been joined to her immoral, malicious ways, and now it has tripled. Yeah, we know Martell always been a jerk. He's always been, a butthole, a douchebag, a hemorrhoid. We know all of that. But you notice it's gotten worse over the years, especially now that he's been around Arion a lot. For one, you have to realize Arion, the succubus that was assigned to destroy, and she has succeeded in her mission. She's not going to leave because Martell is all she's been knowing for the last 10 years. Had Martell let her go soon, she probably at some point would have eventually met someone else, even if it would have been in attempts to try to get him jealous. If he would have shut that operation down a long time ago and stopped when Mel told him to stop, it's a probability that his marriage could have been saved. But because he kept entertaining and dancing with the devil, let me tell you what the succubus. The succubus is so strong-spirited. She knew that Mel's and Martell's marriage was on its last leg. So what did she do? To seal the deal, she intentionally, on purpose, got pregnant. And she's even admitted this recently. She had the baby out of retaliation. And y'all wonder why this little boy has all of these problems. Medically they call it autistic. We know medically it's called, attention deficit disorder, whatever. We know all the medical terms, but we do know spiritually this little boy has the spirit of the succubus and the incubus. I told y'all the incubus is the male demon and the succubus is the female demon. He's already stated he's seen things that are not there. You have to realize these children that are being produced out of lust instead of love between two immoral individuals, it's only designed for them to eventually have problems because of how they got here. Why do y'all not understand that? I still have women coming in my comment section telling me what to say and what not to say on my platform when they could easily just unsubscribe. I have women that are still trying to handle me like a child and tell me what I should and should not say about the illegitimate child between Arion Air Mattress and Martell. And see, let me tell you women something. A lot of y'all are the reason why we have these succubus spirited women. Y'all do not know how to show what's called tough love. Bump all that. Well, he's a child and he's innocent. You don't need to call him names. You don't need to bring him up. What brought him here was Arion and Martell. And this is the problem. See, y'all want to get away from the word, but the word clearly says that when a man and a woman lay down and produce a child out of marriage, outside of a marriage, that child is a bastard child. Why are y'all not understanding that? But we have people that want to come in the chat and correct. Women who want to leave comment section. Oh, Mocha, I love your content. You give such a wonderful word, but you need to leave the children out of it. No, well, you should have told Martell and 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 to leave a child out of it by never having one to begin with. This is the time in which there's no room for error. We cannot keep buttering up things. We cannot keep giving people a pass. Yes, the child is innocent, but the problem is his parents got to reap what they sowed. And in the process of them reaping what they have, the seeds that they have sown, that means that their son is going to get ridiculed. That means that the bastard child they created is going to be talked about. He's going to be shunned upon. This is what they created for him. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at the bloggers. Stop coming at us like we created this. Neither one of these individuals had enough of spiritual discernment or common sense to protect themselves for not bringing another individual in this world that is going to, unfortunately, be birthed under the curse of two parents, two individuals that did not respect themselves enough to protect themselves. And this is where we are. Yes, his son was innocent, but so was Melody. And it amazes me at how so many women come for this woman. And I know that a lot of women come for Mel because of who she is, all that she's accomplished. We have a lot of miserable women on this planet. Miserable because they're in marriages that they don't have the strength to leave. Miserable because they are committed to men that will not commit to them. Miserable because they don't have the tenacity or the strength to get ahead, to better themselves. So they despise women like Mel, who keeps progressing and taking things to the next level. Misery has become a common trait amongst a lot of women in this day and age. These modern age women, they're always hating on someone based off of their own interpersonal miseries. Because they in the marriage, they ain't got the strength to leave, okay? They want to be able to start their own business, venture off and do their own things, but they don't have the mindset, or they don't have the right support, or they don't have a loving or caring husband enough that's willing to invest in them and help them to reach to that next plateau. Most women who are co-signing with 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 is because they're more so their hate for Mel is what's drawing them to want to defend 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 and her illegitimate son. And one thing about it, when people don't like you, it don't matter if your opponents are wrong. They're automatically going to side with the opponents based off the strength that they don't like you. They chose a murderer over Jesus. So what that tell you? People will choose what they like versus choosing what is right. This is the world we are in, ladies. So expect to get hated on when God is taking you through new journeys, because you have to realize new levels bring new devils. The more you begin to elevate, so does the hate. As you elevate, so will the hate. The hate is going to elevate too. Ariana is not going to be able to leave Martell because she's been with him for 10 years. Martell is all she knows. She's still holding on to all the promises that Martell made. And instead of him saying, I failed you, not only did I failed you, I failed myself as a man, he's still feeding her little teaspoons of hope. And she's holding on, even though his actions are showing the complete opposite. She's holding on to those little teaspoons of hope. Whatever he said to her, when you know how that pillow talk is, you know, in the heat of the moment. Whatever he promised her, she's still holding on to those false hopes. Not only that, I probably said it already, but just because I did it, she has no foundation of independency. She has a business, but we know that's not going anywhere. She has no financial income revenue. She's banking on that. I don't know if she's trying to be an Atlanta housewife or what. She was banking on that. She's banking on, she depends on Martell for whatever little bit he can give her, which we knows at this point, he don't even have enough for himself. But she's banking on whatever little bit he giving her for rent, whatever little bit he giving her for gas money. Because we all know she does not work. And we're not even going to talk about that boutique, because that boutique ain't boutiquing, okay? It is what it is, right? Not only that, she's not going to leave because she has a son from Martell. And the way a lot of these young women work is that it's this automatic assumption, right? And some of you ladies may know young women. You may have a daughter who had a child. You have a niece that have a child. These young women, when they have a child, it's this automatically sense of they think they automatically belong with the baby daddy. It's as if I have his baby, we're going to be a family. I can't tell you how many young women intentionally got pregnant thinking that, okay, now that I have his baby, we're going to be a family. He's forever attached to me. They don't know how to separate, okay, y'all have a baby together, but that does not make y'all compatible. Ariane is still holding on to that concept of her and Martell got Little Helmet together, and she feels that Little Helmet is the key to sealing the deal with her and Martell being together. You have a lot of women that believe that. Because I have his baby, I know we automatically supposed to be together. And all of us out here, those of us who are single mothers or have had the experience with single mothers, we know that babies do not keep a man. And babies does not make y'all promise to be together. But you got to realize Ariane the Succubus does not have the mindset of a grown woman. So she's not comprehending that. She would never let him have peace if it came to that. You know, she's going to give him hell. You know, especially even more so because Mel is out the way now. So he can't use that excuse that I'm married, I got a family, I got a woo-de-woo. You know, he was able to play that card for a while till Melody pulled a rug from up under his foot and divorced him. So, Ariane's basic remedial way, she sees now the possibilities are endless. There's no attachment. There's no marriage. You have nothing holding you back. That's why she's holding on for dear life even more so now. Because she feels like any day now, it's going to be us against the world. Right? She's holding on to that. Unfortunately, that's going to make it very difficult for Martell to be able to have any peace. If Martell goes for 2 days and don't call her, she's losing it. She's having a out-of-body experience. She's constantly monitoring everything that Martell does. If Martell takes the other kids out for Dairy Queen and he don't take little screaming demon, she's going on social media bad about that. She's posting subliminal posts like, it's not right for you to do for one and ignore the other. You know, she'll say just enough to throw hints, but won't directly say what's making her feel some type of way, even though we can find out what he's doing and we put the pieces together, which is most of the time what us bloggers do anyway. She's listen, Air Mattress is going to be on Martell's ass more than his ass hairs are. She's going to be on him. She's watching every move he makes. If he's making too many moves with the Eminem kids, she's going to notice. If he's doing interviews, always talking about Mel as his baby mama and never acknowledging her, she's going to notice. You know why? Because she has made Martell her God. She worships the ground that man walks on. So anytime he wrongs her, it takes her to a place in which she totally loses it. She has made this man her God so much to the point she refuses to let Martell fail her. And that's dangerous when a person thinks in their mind that you're not allowed to disappoint them or wrong them in any shape or form. And that is what's at stake, right? So that's what he's up against. He's also up against the fact that she has no other plans. Her only plans was her and him to be together. She never thought outside of that. Any woman that's a real woman is going to always have a plan A, B, C, D. If this don't work out, even as a married woman, hell, something happens, you know, to my husband, will I be able... I now have to start a business on the side and to keep up with the bills or this and that. She has no other plans. Martell was her only plan. And because of that, that is what's going to keep her holding on to Martell. So, these are some of the things that I would advise Martell to do if he wants to rid that succubus spirit, because we know Ariana's not going to let up. She's not going to let go. It's not happening. The girl has nothing else to hold on to in order for her to let him go. In order to receive a new blessing, you can't receive a new blessing with a balled fist. You got to open your fist in order to receive a new blessing, a new beginning. This is the problem. Ariana's fist is going to always be closed tightly because she's holding on to Martell. She will never open her hand to where she could receive better things going for her. So, Martell, my brother, the only thing I could tell you, you're going to have to let her know and clear the wave path and break it down to her in a remedial, comprehensive manner in which she can understand. Don't use too many big words because that's going to confuse her. Also, when you tell her, I advise you tell her in a public place. Make sure there are no knives, forks. Don't tell her in no restaurant. Don't tell her at Longhorn. Don't tell her in a place in which they serve knives. Because she may, you know, pull one out on you and puncture you right then. Okay? You're going to have to let her know, for one. For two, once you let her know that you wronged her, you wronged Mel. First, you wronged your wife. Then you have to let her know how. First, you have to let her know how you wronged your wife, how you wronged your marriage, how you wronged yourself, and how you wronged her. This won't be the time to say what Mel should have did and could have did, and that way, y'all, you would have never met her. It's no more blaming, shame, blame, and explain. Well, those days are over, Martell. So, that's the first thing. You got to clear the path. You're going to have to tell this girl. You're going to have to tell her in a public place. Make sure, like I said, no weapons are around. Next, once you let her know, you're going to have to move. Martell, you're going to have to move. You cannot live in Huntsville. I really think, Martell, you need to start all over and go move into another state. You got too much bad blood in Huntsville. Too many bad demons and bad... You done planted a lot of dirty soil in Huntsville. You need to get up out of there. I know you're probably scared to leave because you scared to branch out. You don't want to go somewhere where you got to be a man and start from scratch and rebuild. But at this point, in order to restore your peace and to come from up under the succubus curse, you're going to have to move somewhere where air mattress cannot find you. Because baby mama number 2 is psycho. No, baby mama number 1 is psycho because Mel was your wife. Because I can't even call Mel a baby mama. But your baby mama, she does not need to know where you live. That's the main thing. 3, take care of your son from a distance. You can't be going to her house picking up little helmet. You can't be going there anywhere where it's just you and her, because she's going to pour down and cry like Jody did. Like, what's the movie? Baby Boy. He don't love me no more. He don't love me no more. She gonna have a he don't love me no more. She gonna be beating on Martell's chest. Like, you know, on those old R&B videos when they be fighting in the rain and stuff. She gonna be having it. He don't love me no more. She gonna be pouring down, crying, spitting up blood, all kind of foam coming out her mouth like The Exorcist. Listen, Martell, you cannot go nowhere near her once you shut the camp down, bro. Because that girl is going to try to use that succubus spirit to make you feel sorry for her. And you all I have. I waited for 10 years. How could you do this to me? I was there for you when Melody left you. I was dedicated. I helped you pick up that trash on that property. I moved from Airbnb with you. I was dedicated. I was your ride or die. How could you do this to me? Martell, I'm getting crazy vibes, bro. You're not going to be able to go nowhere near her by yourself once you make that decision to free yourself. And you're going to have to fight for visitation, because she's going to give you hell. She ain't going to be like Melody. Melody actually wants you to be a part of your children's life. The only reason why Ariane wants you to be there, Martell, for little Helmet, is because that keeps you and her together. That's her way of being connected to you. But once you make that decision to end the curse with the succubus, I don't think she's going to be that nice and let you willingly get little Helmet. So you're going to have to get joint custody. And for some strange reason, the courts of Huntsville, they really like you. I don't know why, but based on everything that I've seen you get away with, you should be able to get joint custody. That way, you don't have to fight with Ariane about seeing your son. Go to another state, file for joint custody, have it to where when y'all meet each other, you gonna have to meet her at the police station. Meet her in front of the police station. Meet her in a public place to where she can't go live and lie, because listen, I'm getting a Brandy, a thin line between love and hate. I think Ariane will put some doggone ball, what they call them, pool balls in a sock, and start hitting herself in the face with it, blackening her own eye, just so she could tell the people you abusing her. I really believe once you really tell Ariane you done, she's going to be your worst nightmare. She's going to really make Melody look like an angel. All this she defending you and always trying to help explain, you know, and make you like the good guy. She gonna be the main one, I guarantee you. When you make her mad, she gonna really have it in for you. She not gonna cut you no mercy like Melody is doing. She gonna go for child support. She gonna go for full custody. The ones you always give a break be the main ones that'll turn around and try to break you. Ariane Air Mattress is not going to be near as graceful as Mel. She's going to give him hell, because she has nothing to fall back on. She has nothing else to look forward to. She made her life her whole plan surround around, all of her plans were based on her and Martell being together. And once Martell shuts down that operation, she's going to be lost. And because she's going to be lost, she's going to rebel and she's going to give hell. And the rest is, oh well. So I don't advise you to ever meet with her alone. You're going to have to really, Martell is going to really have to stand like he's never had to stand before as a man. Because it's not Mel that's going to be a problem for him. Arion Air Mattress is going to be the one that's going to be a problem. That the one who he keeps defending, the one who he keeps trying to protect, it's always been like that. It's always the ones who you try to protect will turn around and break your neck. She's going to do things to him that Mel would have never done in a million years. Even with all of Mel's hurt and pain, Mel still never really did Martell in, even though he gave her every reason to do so. But listen, Arion Air Mattress, she is going to really destroy and try to really take him down. Because she put too much hopes in this man. She put all her trust, she put all her love, she put her all in all into Martell. She's not going to let Martell just walk away peacefully. But it's going to come with a heavy price. But if Martell is consistent and he's not playing games, he's not lying to her, sooner than later, she will have no choice but to accept the ending of the journey. But if Martell is still sleeping with her and lying, playing games, that same girl, mark my words, just like I was right about Portia and Simon, for all y'all that was caping for him, thinking I'm a hater and I just didn't want Portia to do great with her Uncle Ben's looking husband. The day he makes up his mind, that is going to be when all hell breaks loose. Think about it. The way she acts just when looks like Martell is just tilting just a little. She's ready to turn up and spaz out. Because he's with his other children. She goes straight on Instagram. Be a real father. And you know, not just on the internet. She's going to want Martell to answer her and her son's every beck and call. She's not going to accept being left out of the equation. But it's going to take, the only way Martell is going to conquer this, he's going to have to be a real man. Not manipulate, not lie, not play games. He's going to have to say what he mean what he says, let his actions speak louder than his words, and show the succubus that she no longer has the power to destroy no more than what she's already destroyed. Because the thing is, she destroyed the marriage, but at the rate it's going, she's going to destroy him to where he's not even going to have a leg to stand on. And slowly but surely it's getting there. And only time will tell when Martell finally gets out of this succubus sunken place, because that's where he is right now. Anyway, I rambled on a while. I kept having to break the video up in parts. My camera was acting crazy. I think I had too much storage on my computer, but nevertheless, I was able to get this done today for all of you, because like I said, I want to have this uploaded today. But men very well be mindful of the succubus spirit, because once she enters into your life, it's hard to get rid of her. It's hard to get rid of that spirit. So anyway, definitely leave y'all comment below. Hit the like button. Let me know what y'all think of today's sermon. I got some more sermons coming up, of course. Be on the lookout for more content. Still working on some more Unhinged series. Got that coming up. Other than that, y'all already know the deal. Anybody who wants to purchase cable from me, Only $25 a month, over 9,000 channels. Yes, I got Stars, Cinemax, HBO, Bravo, BET, OWN Network. I got all the goodies, okay, the whole package. I don't know how much your current cable bill is, but you shouldn't be paying over $100. Hit me up, inbox me, $25. You need a Fire Stick, already have one, or you got to purchase one, and an internet speed of 25 gigabytes or more, and we can connect your cable today. Get rid of that cable bill before it comes next month. Save you some money. Alright, also I make customized tumblers and t-shirts. Until next time, y'all be blessed and take care. I'll be talking with y'all soon. That's the end of today's sermon. Church. See y'all later.